Identification serves many purposes in pig production, from genetic management to interstate transport. Identifying pigs through tagging is an essential skill for pig farmers and required for showing your pigs at 4-H events. So let's learn how to tag a pig. First, here are some supplies that you will need. Tagging pliers, or taggers, tags that match the pliers, and paper to record the ID information. For pigs, the tags usually have a stemmed end and a circular receiver. The receiver might also be a radio frequency identification receiver, or an RFID receiver. It is also good to have cleaning supplies, a sort board, a snare, earplugs, and of course, pigs. Let's start by making sure the tags you have are correctly oriented in the tagging pliers and right for your needs. Each tag that you use has both a male end and a female end. The male end has a stem that pierces through the ear. This stem is commonly on the part of the tag that has the printed ID information, like a pig number, pig name, or sire or dam information. Other times, it is left blank. The female end of the tag is predominantly the receiver for the stem of the male tag and holds the tag in the ear. This end can also have printed information for a standard female end. On an RFID female end, this is where the electronic ID information is housed. When comparing RFID and standard receivers, note that the RFID female is larger, since it contains the hardware for storing the electronic ID information. RFID stands for Radio Frequency Identification. The 840 RFID tags are now required for exhibition of hogs in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. The tagger has 3 important parts: the needle, the receiver clamp, and the handle. The handle works to squeeze the tag through the pig's ear. Different handle types are associated with different mechanisms and squeeze difficulty. Usually, they are not related to the tag itself. The receiver clamp is associated with the female end of the tag. A tagger should have a removable adapter and the ability to hold a thicker RFID female end. Finally, there is a fixed needle for placing the male end of the tag into the female end of the tag, through the pig's ear. Let's watch how to set a tag in a set of tagging pliers.
Preparing to tag our animals. This tagger right now is an all-flex tagger, and it's set up for a standard ear tag. You slide the part that has the pointy end over the stem, and then the other part, push down on this and slide that in. When you want to do an RFID tag, you just pull this adapter out, like so. And now this thicker piece slides under there. And same thing here. So when we actually go out to the barn and tag an animal, then this part with the stem is going to go on the bottom side of the ear, and we'll squeeze it through the ear, and that way on the top side of the ear will be the numbers that you're able to.
To tag pigs in the barn, we will need to use a sort board. If you have a pig that is too big to safely restrain with a board, get some assistance and utilize the snare. In most cases, pigs under 80 pounds can be safely restrained with a board. Now let's watch a pig be tagged. Be sure your tagging pliers and tagger are clean before you start.
We're back in the barn getting ready to tag a pig. Any procedures that you're doing with pigs, you should be wearing earplugs. They generally will squeal and it is loud. So proper restraint to the animal. We have this pig using a hurdle. If you don't have plastic commercially made hurdle, piece of plywood that's been cut out a couple holes for handles, and that'll work just fine. You want to pinch them up against the wall. Ideal if you have 2 people, somebody will stand behind the pig so they don't have room to go back and forth on you. And then we're just going to reach over, grab a hold of the ear, You want to make sure that you get the ear tag pretty well centered so that it's not dangling off the edge. And if you look on the bottom side of the ear, you'll generally see a big vein runs through there. You want to make sure that you don't punch through that. You'll get a lot less blood if you avoid it. So we're just going to kind of go onto here, squeeze hard, and then release. And there we go.
Here are some important aspects of tagging the pig. Place the tag as close to the head as possible. Pig ears grow over time, making the initial hole from the tag expand, and move the tag to a place where it is easier to be pulled out by other pigs, a fence, or feeder. The closer you are to the head, the longer the tag will stay in. Place the tag in between the ribs of the ear. Placing here, here, or here in the pig's ear will help the tag stay in longer and be less irritating to your pig. Of course, pigs are alive and tend to move around, so aim for the inside and do your best. Once you have the right placement of your tag, squeeze the taggers hard and fast. The harder and faster you place the tag, the less stressful it is on the pig, just like getting your ears pierced. If you're taking pigs to a show, be sure to place the RFID part of the tag on the inside of the pig's ear. This placement helps veterinarians and exhibitor officials more easily read the printed tag number, which is often printed on the male or stemmed part of the tag. This will also allow them to collect the RFID reading quickly. One more thing. You will want to wear earplugs. Pigs do not like to be restrained, and tagging is surprising to them. Be sure to protect your hearing from their naturally loud squeals. Now you know how to tag your pig. The last step is to inspect the tag and associate the tag number with your pig on a piece of paper or on your exhibition form. Good luck and happy tagging!